students, I hope all of you are doing well. And now we are going to start the sixth lecture of our chapter, that is synthetic fibers and plastics. And in this lecture, we are going to talk about some other topics, and they are plastics. And plastics are divided and categorized as two types, and the very first type of plastics are thermoplastics. And thermoplastics, they what are thermoplastics? Thermoplastics thermoplastics retain their plasticity even after repeated heating and cooling. Retain their plasticity. We have already studied about plasticity, that what is plasticity. Plasticity is the ability to become plastic one another, even after heating, even after repeated heating and cooling. Repeated heating and cooling. Thermoplastics are the plastics that retain their plasticity even after repeated heating and cooling, so they can be molded over and over again. So thermoplastics can be molded, so they can be molded over and over again. Because thermoplastics can retain their plasticity even after repeated heating and cooling, so they can be molded over and over again. Now the very first point in thermoplastics is that plastics which do not the very first point is that plastics which get deformed easily on heating, plastics which get deformed easily on heating, plastics which get deformed easily on heating and can be bent easily are known as thermoplastics, and can be bent easily are called as thermoplastics. They are called as thermoplastics. And polythene and PVC, the examples of thermoplastics are polythene and PVC. We have all seen polythene in our daily life, and PVCs are some examples of thermoplastics. Are some examples of thermoplastics. And these are used for manufacturing. These are used for manufacturing toys, combs, toys, combs, and some types of containers. And some types of containers. These are used for making containers, combs, etc. Now the second point is that polythene, we have talked about that polythene is a type of thermoplastic. So polythene derives the term poly. This is made from two terms, that is poly and ethene. Polythene is made from poly and ethene, and it is a plastic which is used for making is a plastic which is used for making commonly used polythene bags, which is used for making commonly used polythene bags, commonly used polythene bags. This is used for making commonly used polythene bags. And the next type of plastics are we are going to talk about is thermosetting plastics. Now in thermosetting plastics, they are thermosetting plastics. Once set after being melted, if when they are once set after being melted, then they cannot be molded again. Then they cannot be molded. Then they cannot be molded again. Then they cannot be molded again. And the in this plastics when molded once, these are the plastics. We can also write it as plastics which when molded once, plastics which when molded once cannot be softened by heating, cannot be softened by heating. Plastics which when molded once cannot be softened by heating are called thermosetting plastics, and these are called as thermosetting. These are called as thermosetting plastics. And the examples of thermosetting plastics are bakelite and melamine. Bakelite and melamine are the examples of thermosetting plastics. These are the examples of thermosetting plastics. Examples of thermosetting plastics. Now, the next topic that we are going to study about is some common thermoplastics. Now we are going to talk about what are the some common thermoplastics. The very common thermoplastics we know is polythene, or it is also said as, it is also called as polyethylene. Polyethylene. Now, the next important thermoplastics we are going to talk about is polyvinyl chloride. Polyvinyl chloride. Polyvinyl chloride, and we can also call it as PVC. Now the next thermoplastics are polystyrene, polystyrene. The fourth one are perspex. Fifth is polypropylene. Polypropylene. And the last is Teflon. And these are some common and some popular thermoplastics. These are some popular thermoplastics. These are popular thermoplastics, and we are going to talk about each one of them, and we are going to talk about each of the uses of them in detail. Now, the very first topic that we are going to discuss is polythene, or we can also call it as polyethylene. It is also called as polyethylene because polythene is obtained because it is obtained polythene or polyethylene is obtained by the polymerization of ethylene monomers. It is obtained by the polymerization it is obtained by the polymerization of ethylene monomers. Ethylene monomers. That's why it is called as polythene. And it is a thermoplastic polymer. As we all know, it is a thermoplastic polymer. It is a thermoplastic polymer, and it is unbreakable. It is unbreakable, corrosion resistant, corrosion resistant, tough and flexible. It is tough and flexible. Also, it is resistant to chemical actions. Also, it is resistant it is resistant to chemical actions. It is resistant to chemical actions by alkalis, and the chemical action can be done by alkalis, acids, and other organic solvents, and other organic solvent. Other organic solvent, and it is an insulator. Thermoplastic polythene is an insulator. It is an insulator. Now we are going to talk about the uses of polythene. Now the very first use of polythene is that it is used as a waterproofing material. It is used as a waterproofing it is used as a waterproofing material. The next use of a polythene is that it is used for making containers. It is used for making containers and pipes for storing and pipes for storing and transporting. It is used for containers, and we can also see polythene as pipes for storing and transporting water, oil, and other materials and other materials. And the next point and the third use of a polythene is that it is used for making bags. It is used for making bags and for wrapping food and other eatables and for wrapping food and other eatables and other eatables. Now, the next topic that we are going to study about is polyvinyl chloride, and we can also call it as PVC. So what is polyvinyl chloride? A polyvinyl chloride, it is also a thermoplastic. It is also a thermoplastic and it is obtained by the polymerization of vinyl chloride. It is obtained by the polymerization of vinyl chloride. and it is tougher than polythene. The main characteristic of PVC is that it is tougher than polythene. It is tougher than polythene, and we are going to talk about the uses of PVC. The uses of PVC. So the very first use of PVC is that it is used as insulating covering, as it is it is insulator, and it is used as insulating covering for electrical wires. For electrical wires. Now, the next use of PVC is that it is rolled between rollers. It is rolled. PVC can be rolled between rollers to produce PVC sheets. To produce PVC sheets. Now, we are going to talk about some other uses of PVC, and the third use of a PVC is that it is used for making handbags. It is used for making handbags. Raincoats. It is used for making handbags, raincoats, and floor covering materials. And floor covering material. And floor covering material, and also for covering suitcase. And also covering for suitcases that are available. It is also used in making that. Covering for suitcase. Now, the fourth use of PVC is that it is used to cover motor car seats and furniture. It is used to cover motor car seats and furniture. The next point in the uses of PVC is that it is used for making gramophone records. It is used for making gramophone records. It is used for making gramophone records and refrigerator linings. And refrigerator linings. And refrigerator linings. And the sixth point in the uses of PVC is that it is also used for making shoes and shoe soles. for making shoes and shoe soles. Now, the next topic that we are going to talk about is polystyrene. Now, a polystyrene, it is also a thermoplastic. It is also a thermoplastic and is obtained by the polymerization of styrene molecules. It is obtained by the polymerization of styrene molecules and is obtained by the polymerization. It is obtained by the polymerization of styrene molecules or styrene monomers of styrene monomers and it is one of the cheapest plastics. It is one of the it is one of the cheapest plastics and is lighter than polythene. We are comparing everything by polythene because polythene is the most majorly used plastic. So it is lighter and it is lighter than polythene. Also, it is hard and brittle. It is hard and brittle. That means we can't convert them into sheets and into a it can be blown up into a very large foam. It can be blown up into a very large foam containing air bubbles. It is into a very large foam containing air bubbles containing air bubbles and in this form it is also called and in this form it is also called it is also called styrofoam or thermocol. It is also called styrofoam as it is made from styrene. So styrofoam or thermocol. It is called as thermocol and styrofoam. So these are the main terms used for polystyrene. And now we are going to discuss about the uses of polystyrene. So the uses of the very first use of polystyrene is that it is used as packing material. It is used as packing material for expensive items such as refrigerators. For expensive items such as refrigerators, TVs, cell phones, and other fragile objects. So whatever has a chance to break down, it covers and it is used in the packing material for them. And other fragile items, fragile items. The next use of polystyrene is that it is used as thermal insulator. It is used as thermal insulator. Thermal insulator means it doesn't allow heat to pass through it. Thermal insulator. That means it doesn't allow heat to pass through it. And in the hollow walls of refrigerators, and it is used as thermal insulator in the hollow walls in the hollow walls of refrigerators and coolers. And the third use is that it is used for making toys. It is used for making toys, lampshades, lampshades, and thermoflask, and thermos flask. I hope this is clear to all of you that we have studied different types of plastics, and we have studied basically different types of thermoplastics, and we have seen the uses of them. And now with this, we are going to end the lecture here only, and thank you everyone.